Well, hello. It's nice to be in New York City. It's definitely different than Colorado. The air's a little thicker, the people are a little meaner, and the food is definitely better. So we're excited to be here. Thank you for DataSnipper for letting us come out. I'm actually here with another team member, Catherine Kosinko. She's part of our team, and it's been instrumental in getting DataSnipper part of the department. So we're excited to be here. So a little bit about me. This is me up on the stage. And up on the screen, I look about the same and a little bit more hair right now. But anyway, so my name's Adam Neifach. I'm originally from Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas area. Went to Texas A&M and started my career in accounting and audit. Both my parents are tax accountants. I promised my sister when I was a kid that I would never become an accountant. And we hated spring break. We waited for the mailman to come. My parents were working. It was just not fun. Took my first accounting class at Texas A&M, and I absolutely loved it. My professor said, if you like this, you need to do this. And I said, oh, my sister won't talk to me again if I do this. And she said, you need to do it. Went home, talked to my sister. It took about a month for her to come to terms with it, but whatever, we still talk. Regardless, graduated from Texas A&M, started my career in public accounting in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. While public has its good parts, I just realized it wasn't for me. And decided I needed to do something different. I wanted to find something that was interesting, something that I could still learn, and something I could still grow in. And I came across internal audit. I didn't know too much about it. At school, they always talk about external audit, but I was an accountant. I'm a CPA. I know how to audit. I can do it. Ended up landing a job with Live Nation Ticketmaster down in the Houston area. Did that for about 3 years. If you want to learn about some very fun and interesting operational audits, I have some great stories for you. But did that for about 3 years. Woke up in the middle of COVID with my roommates, and I was like, yep, I just am tired of sweating. I'm sweating the day I came out of the womb and sweating the day I left Houston. So I ended up finding a role with Frontier Airlines in the Denver area as the company just became public. So they issued their IPO back in I believe it was November 2020, and at the time we had my director. I interviewed with her. She made me an offer, and I was like, yep, I'd love to do it. I love to audit. I'm a CPA, and my life is, boring as can be. But anyways, made the move to Denver, and I've been with Frontier for about 3 years plus at that time. Stepping into Frontier, think about just the industry that we're a part of. Travel industry, it's very cyclical, right? In COVID, it was down because people were at home eating and making bread and talking to their friends and doing so on and so forth. And as we've come out of COVID, it's increased, and the business needs change, right? So, and what we were talking about earlier with hiring needs and things just being kind of wonky with the accounting profession, there's a serious decline. We had our role open for a senior auditor when they transferred into another department. That role was open for almost 8 to 9 months, an entry-level role in the Denver area, which is a hot market for young people wanting to move and have a fresh start, kind of like what I was doing. But anywho, stepped into the Frontier role, and we were public. We needed to build out an internal control environment to be SOX compliant. We had all the regulatory requirements, and we didn't have necessarily the large team. So we had to figure out a way to make it work. So we figured out we needed to be more efficient with our work. We couldn't just do the same thing year over year. If you think about with a SOX environment, IT applications continue to come in and out of scope. Most of them go in scope, and so the quantity of work increases, the depth of work increases, the stakeholders increase. We need to be able to have that bandwidth to work with the individuals in the company, not necessarily focus so much time on the nitty-gritty test work. We need an efficient way to do that. And we also need to be able to do it with our limited-sized team. We're a team of 3, so we're missing our fearless leader, our third. She's in Denver holding down the fort right now, letting us be in New York and eat pizza and bagels and all that stuff. But point being is we had to figure out a way to make it work, and we needed a tool to be able to work. We have like a RCM product. Obviously, we have Excel. We have the knowledge associated with it, but we just don't have the time. We don't have the time. We don't want to be working 60, 80-hour weeks every week. We want to get the work done. We want to get it done right, and we want to go live our lives. And that's where DataSnipper steps in. We work with one of the firms in the Denver area for parts of our SOX control work, and they walked in the door one day and said, hey, we use this product called DataSnipper. And of course, I'm like, tell me all about this. Like, both my parents are accountants, like, certified nerd, let me know. And they said that we did a demo, and I have never seen anything like it. I had never seen a product where you're able to just drag and drop. You're able to put your mouse over a keyword or over numbers, and it's able to validate it and create links associated with it. Something so simple that an intern could use, but something so complex that as a reviewer, I was able to go through and follow the information that they were doing. Just a very powerful product, and that's something that we needed. That's something that we need as a team of 3. We need to be able to work smarter, we need to be able to work faster, and we need to be able to provide a quality work product that makes sense, not just for us in the department, but also for our external stakeholders, for our external auditors, for when we get quality assessments that come in, who they also looked at the work that we did within DataSnipper, and we said, yes, this is how we're able to confirm what we were doing. So again, just a very powerful tool that was helpful for us to continue to grow and work on other areas that added increased value. Building those stakeholder relationships, right? Being able to come into the room and be a trusted advisor when people have questions, not focused so much time on ticking and tying information out when there's a tool like DataSnipper that can do that. So we've seen what they're able to do. With the work that we're doing right now, it tends to be very heavy within the SOX controlled testing environment, everyone's favorite topic. But it's able for us to increase the validity of our work. For instance, with manual journal entries that we frequently test at Frontier, we obviously book a lot of journal entries every year. And we have, our sample selections of how many throughout the year that we have to test. And we go so far as to be able to test every single line item within the journal entry. Where's that coming from? Is it validated? Is it reviewed? Does it go back to an invoice? Does it go back to, for us, like engine depletion for accounting, so on and so forth, based on usage? Are we able to look at all of that? And we are. And that's a very powerful thing to be able to do as an auditor, right? We talk about trust, being trusted with the work that we do and be able to validate what other people are doing. Using a tool like DataSnipper to say, yep, we're able to follow it through line by line. We're able to see that it was signed off. We're able to see that it was booked. And you know what? We're even able to do that as a team of 3, all the way from the person preparing it, all the way to the reviewer, all the way to be able to explain it to our external auditors. That's a very important thing to do with such limited resources. We've scaled it a little bit more to other different parts of our to operational audits, being able to look at like check images to see certain individuals that were paid out to make sure again validating information like that. Yeah, it's been a great tool to be able to. We don't have bugs in Denver. This is not like I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. But anyways. Sorry, it threw me off for a second. I'm ready to get to higher climate. But we're able to do things that we weren't able to do previously. We're able to use our resources more more efficiently, and to more value-add products than just necessarily ticking and tying out. We're starting to get to the point where we realize, okay, we've hit where we think we can go with SOX, and we want to add it on to different parts of the department. So that's kind of where our focus area is right now as we look towards using DataSnipper in the future. As I said earlier, big credit goes to our senior auditor, who's the one who's been implementing it, making it scalable, educating interns, talking with our external auditors about how to use it better, what information means, things like that, and also educating me at times too, because I'm not young and I don't know slang and IT as well as she does, but. Yeah, so it's been a great partnership, and we're excited for it in the future. That's kind of a little bit of our journey for how we've used DataSnipper and where we are today. We're excited to use it more in the future. And obviously, if you have any questions, come to me and Catherine. She's wearing Frontier green pants, and I look for the shiny head in the room, and that is me. But anyways, we certainly appreciate your time, and yeah, it's a little bit about us. Yeah.